Now we're going to move straight on to the discussion session for the posters. So I am about to attempt to share with you our first poster. Hopefully this will work, which is by Angiolo Querci and Chiara Caleo. And well, I'll give this a go, but please bear with me. D'ăγέροντο, Pisa, ὑπαίξ, Ἐρέβευς, νεκύων, κατατεθνειώτων. Okay, I don't do classical Greek, as you can tell. A few thoughts on the Enigmatic Larnax from Tanagra. Okay, so if I try and share this screen with you, in case any of you have not seen the poster. Right, so I hope that you can see this. So I invite Angiolo and Chiara to please put on your videos, and if anybody has any questions for either of them, perhaps Agatha, I can see that you're on at the moment. Because I'm in share screen mode, I cannot see everybody anymore. So if you could just check the chat and the see if anybody's raised their hands for me, that would be fantastic.
I will do that with pleasure.
Thank you. So yes, do we have any questions about this poster on the Enigmatic Larnax from Tanagra and its depiction of the boat? If not, I will start with one. I'm going to take it on trust, since I can't see you, that Angiolo and Chiara, you are both there.
Yes, I'm here.
Lovely, great. So I wanted to ask you about the depiction of the boat and the fact that you mentioned this strange line coming off the back of it that seems to reach right down to the bottom of the Larnax. And I was wondering whether it was supposed to be perhaps a depiction of a steering oar, and it had been, sort of like misdrawn.
Yes, the depiction of the boat. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you've got a horrible echo on you.
Okay, maybe it's better if I grab my phone. Just a sec. Okay, the depiction of the boat is really strange, and it is really difficult to understand what this line represents. It is a possibility that it is the rudder, but it is so schematic that it's really difficult to understand it. If it is the rudder, we are facing the stern of the boat, but I'm not so sure we can say that it is a rudder, a steering oar. I'm not so sure.
Okay, do you think the schematic nature of the depiction may be due to somebody who had limited knowledge of boats, or do you think that because everybody knew what a boat looked like, they were happy to provide quite a schematic image?
Both your hypotheses are good working hypotheses. I mean, the image could be schematic because the artist was not a good one, or hadn't a good knowledge of a boat. But I mean, all the Larnax is strange, and also the figures on the Larnax are schematic and really roughly represented. So I think we are in front of a schematic representation, not only of the boat, but of all the scene.
Right. Do you think that that's so it's obviously done deliberately, but do you think there might have been a symbolic or ideological reason behind that?
I think that for the time being, I think that we can consider the boat as a symbol of regeneration, a sort of symbol of regeneration. As Lafiner argues, it is possible that all the marine representations had a symbolic meaning of this type. I think for the time being, it is the safest hypothesis. I think we can consider the boat as a representation of the journey of the dead in the afterworld. I mean, we don't even know if Mycenaeans believed in any sort of afterlife. So, but we have only this low resolution picture. So it is really difficult to work on this material, and our hope is to have the possibility in the future to stand in front of this Larnax in person and to have the possibility to take a closer look at the scene represented, because it is really difficult to work only on a picture and on a low definition picture like this.
Of course. Agatha, is there any other questions or anything?
No, I don't see any questions, no raised hands.
Okay. So I guess if there's no other questions at all about about the possibility of a Mycenaean afterlife and it was like yesterday, there's no questions about religion anymore. We can move on to our next poster. So Monika, are you there?
Me, yes. Hello.
Right, let me just get your poster up.
Okay.
Right, 1 second. I'm juggling too many screens. Here we are. Okay, so here is Monika Wesołowska's poster, Can Mycenaean Culture Provide a Key to Understanding Polish National Heritage? The example of Galicia. And so, do we have anybody with any questions for Monika about the way that Mycenaean culture was used within Polish archaeology? Okay, Agatha, I can see your.
Thank you. Monika, I was wondering, because I think that the way the Polish people were getting aware about the discoveries of Mycenaean and new culture is quite interesting, given the difficult times in which Poland happened to be at the moment of these great discoveries. And I was just wondering whether you have any information how this book by Bogdan Janusz has been perceived in Poland. You mentioned that the term he suggested was then used by other researchers in publication, but do we have any traces that this book was actually read and that it somehow influenced people of Poland or no?
I know that one of the men, I put his surname on my poster, Kostrzewski, criticized this kind of thinking and this idea. So I think that people read those books, those publications. Oh?
Thanks, thank you. Thanks. And Kostrzewski is the one who was excavating Biskupin, the iconic Polish site. So I think he dealt a lot with the question of continuity and discontinuity. So
yes, I think also.
And how are we doing otherwise? Any other questions in the chat or any
nothing
raised hands?
Nothing so far.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you, Monika, whether you thought that there was some kind of special reason why they chose Mycenaean material culture in particular, because there were other known civilizations at the time, even the Minoans, for example, but they decided to go for Mycenaean. And do you have any thoughts on that?
In the publications of Janusz, we are able to see many times that he wrote about Mycenaean culture as a high-level culture. So probably this was a reason why he chosen Mycenaean culture.
We seem to be losing the connection. Is your internet okay?
Okay. He had. Oh my God! Sorry, but my English is terrible today, so don't worry. Can you repeat your question? Because
Yeah, sure. My question was why they decided to use Mycenaean as the term. So when he was talking about archaic Mycenaean, yeah, why didn't he choose Minoan or, I don't know, Stonehenge or, you know, something different? Why Mycenaean?
And Monika, if you could, like, when you answer us, if you could be in some distance from the mic, because in the position you are now, we're just losing your answer.
Are you muted?
She's not muted. Monika, are you there?
Okay, I think Monika has some problems with the connection. Maybe Monika, if you can hear us, could you maybe turn your camera, turn off your camera? Maybe we'll be able to...
Yeah, we can hear.
Sorry, Monika is calling me, explaining that she has problems with her laptop.
Oh, okay.
And she's cut off at the moment.
Okay. Well, I suggest that we come back to her then if she manages to reconnect and go on to the third poster then, which.
But maybe if I may interrupt, maybe she can answer to Kazimierz.
True. Yes.
Yeah, and then Kazimierz could just.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it is a good idea.
Okay. Okay.
Right. We will see whether.
Okay, I have a problem with my internet. Low system resource.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know.
Have you got any other programs running in the background that you can close?
No, it's a problem with laptop because my laptop is old, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he many times wrote about painted pottery period, and he saw connection between Mycenaean pottery and Galician pottery.
Mm-hmm. Right, so it was the pottery that really made him connect.
Yes, pottery was a reason.
Mm-hmm. Right. And in the meantime, have there been any other questions for Monika or anything appearing in the chat at all?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I don't think we should tax her laptop any longer. It sounds like it might give way at any moment. So thank you very much, Monika, for answering those questions. And we're going to move on to the third poster. So again, just bear with me whilst I do some juggling and see if I can get this to work. Right. So our third poster, which is by Petar Minkov, and it's early and middle Bronze Age zoomorphic figurines and depictions from present-day Bulgarian lands. So, Petar, are you there?
Hi, Petar. Can I ask you a question? I'm the textile person, and of course the big issue in textile studies is the wool revolution, or so-called wool revolution. And I can see that some of your figures look like woolly sheep, which is perhaps surprising given the date of those figurines. Can you tell us, because I somehow cannot figure it out from your poster, if what is the dating of the figurines, like 17 or your slide, and perhaps 14?
So if I understand right, you asked me for figurines 14 and 17,
Yes.
right?
What are they? What period are they dated to?
So the figurine number 14 is found at fortified settlement Mihalic, and it's usually dated to second phase of early Bronze Age, which dated until from 2900 to 2600. So in this diapason. And the second one is found at settlement Mount Nova Zagora. All of them are fixed on the map, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And it's could be dated at the same time.
So
second phase of early Bronze Age.
It's super interesting then, because it's pretty early date to show woolly sheep, if I'm right in interpreting what I see as a wool. So I think this could be quite interesting thing to investigate further, perhaps.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, the number 13, which looks like close to number 14,
yes,
is dated to first phase of early Bronze Age.
Would you agree with me that these are? Okay, yeah, I can see, because I can see your poster on the other screen. But do you agree with me that these are that all of them are sheep?
Probably they're bulls.
Oh, then
yes.
And ready for 17, you think it's a bull?
17, yeah, could be interpreted as sheep or baby of sheep. I'm not sure. Sorry, and yeah, lamb actually. So could be interpreted as lamb or sheep, yes, but I'm not sure actually, because the head is not preserved, as you can see, and sheep or lambs are quite rare among the whole amount of the figurines.
Okay. I mean, for me, well, it's difficult to say from the poster, but to me, you might have like spiral horns on 14, and if these are spiral horns, that this would be a good indication for sheep, actually, or ram. But I really don't know, so I have to trust you. If you say it's a bull,
okay.
Then there was no question.
Yes, how can I say? It's free to interpret it as all of animals, domestic animals, which were found at the settlements as real bones. They are, of course, sheep, bulls, and goats. So yeah, it's under discussion, but at the moment, and according to the information from the excavators, it could be interpreted as bull.
Okay, thank you very much.
14, yeah.
Thank you.
And do we have any other questions, anything in the chat or any raised hands?
I don't see any raised hands, no question. Oh, no, there is a question from Julia to Petar. Julia comments that your research is super interesting and the resemblance to the Cypriot figurines is astonishing. I totally agree, really worth crossing borders with these lovely animals.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. It was really harder to be accepted in Bulgarian science, but, because usually these depictions is popular from the late Neolithic and whole Chalcolithic period. So, but if we talk about figurine 6, yes.
Julia cannot show up because she has bad internet connection, so she cannot answer you directly.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
you do.
Okay, great. Can you just repeat your question, please?
Yeah.
Or your comment?
To comment what?
So this figurine 6 you were pointing.
Yes.
Yes. So what about? Sorry, because I didn't catch well your comment about the figurine.
Okay, it is. It's like application on the vessel's wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It was found at the settlement mound, Kazanlık. It's
Okay.
so at the layer of early Bronze Age.
Mm-hmm.
Second or third phase, I'm not sure now.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I don't know if you are familiar. No, I think you are because I saw the reference on your poster on the work by Webb and Frankel. So
yeah.
they have a paper commenting some possible iconography related to a religious or ritual belief in early Cypriot, during the early Cypriot. And these are not figurines applied on vessels, but they are kind of in seat figurine. And they are like these with an animal face but like standing as if they were human. So it's very interesting, and because they think they could be like, like these maybe people with dressed as animals or shamans or these kind of things. I don't know if this is applicable to your research though, because I'm not familiar with your geographical context and Bronze Age in Bulgaria, unfortunately.
And there is another post from Anastasia Vergaki who says, Petar, congratulate. Oh, yes. So if you can tell it, Anastasia, yourself, please.
So if I understand right, this is the only one depiction which represent shape-shifting or theromorphic depiction. Or I don't know, at least of existing of depictions of figurines like this, or any unusual figurines instead of which I shown on the poster. So it was an attempt to find parallels between Bulgarian representations and these which were found on the Cyprus, for example. So it is under discussion as well in Bulgaria. Even we don't have incised depiction or depictions similar like this. I mean, like Venus depictions and animals or humans. So yeah,
Do you have any human depictions at all?
Ah, yes, of course. Yes, of course. We have not more than 30, and their locations cover the same locations, or almost the same locations like the animals, which is depicted on the map. So we have, how can I say, we have very, very good and close parallels to Anatolians and to North Greece, and not Cyprus, actually, unfortunately.
Very interesting. Agatha, did you say there was something else in the chat?
Yes, sorry for like dropping in, popping out. Yes, there was a comment from Anastasia, so perhaps she can tell it to herself.
Hello, Petar. I just wanted to congratulate you, and that it was very nice to see you again here in this conference. And Petar gave a lecture a few years ago on a similar subject on the National and Kapodistrian University of Athens in the English taught program in archaeology of the university. And it was also very interesting. So I see his work evolving, and I'm very glad. So my regards.
Thank you.
That's great. Any other comments or questions?
Just, yeah, nothing more, as I see.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Petar, in order to answer our questions. We've actually run over time because we got so involved in those three posters. So thank you for taking the time to make those posters and submit those, and I hope that the audience enjoyed the opportunity to see those and to ask questions. So that brings to the end the second day of our conference. So hang on, join us again tomorrow for the third and final day. So the Zoom link will start from 10:45, and our first paper will be at 11 in the morning. Fingers crossed that we won't suddenly get taken by surprise by some kind of, freak weather event again. And we look forward to seeing you all there tomorrow. So thank you very much.